Hi children, I hope you are all doing well. So today we are going to learn a lesson, a new lesson this is, that is how do organisms reproduce. Okay, how do organisms reproduce. So let's get started. See, first of all we should know what is reproduction. Fine. So production of new organisms from the existing organism of the same species is known as reproduction. Means the organism, okay, a new organism will be produced, okay, from the existing organism. So that of same species means own kind, of its own kind, okay, a new organism will be produced. So that is called reproduction. Okay, next, what is variation? Here one word is there, okay, that is variation. So what is variation? Variation means difference. Okay, variation means what? Difference. So difference in what? Difference in structure, physiology and other traits. Traits means here characters. Okay, traits means what? Characters. So variation in differences in variations are differences in structure, physiology and other traits found in individuals of same species. Here also same species. Same species means suppose if you take example as humans, okay. So humans give birth to human only, fine, and dog gives birth to dog, puppy. Okay, so this the puppies puppy have same physical structure as dog. Okay, so here what happens, but there will be a little differences. Okay, there will be little, you can find little difference, like you can say skin color, otherwise fur, eyes, okay, nose, somehow there will be a difference. So that is called variation. Okay, that is called variation. So the variation means differences in structure, physiology. Physiology means physical structure, okay, physiology and other traits found in individuals of same species. So those are called variations. Good. Next, what is the importance, significance of reproduction? Significance means importance. So for maintenance of continuity of a species, okay, if reproduction is not there, okay, like digestion, respiration and excretion, so all these are important for our human system, okay. But how about reproduction is important? Let us see. If reproduction is not there, what happens? After a period of time, okay, so all the living organisms which can reproduce, so it is not reproduction is not being done. Then what happens? After a period of time, all the living beings on earth will be died. Okay, then what happens? The on the earth the life will be ended. Okay, so that is the reason reproduction is very much significant, okay, of the life on earth. Okay, for continuity of the species, okay, for if the continuity of the species, that is done by reproduction. And for adding variations for evolution, see, for evolution adding variations means what? If in the reproduction process what happens, some of the variations are taking place, okay, in the process of reproduction. So the variations, why the variations are important here? Variations means differences, okay. So the variations should be there for the survival of the particular species. Okay, now we will learn more about variations in the further classes. Okay, for maintenance of population size, and the last significance is for the maintenance of population size. So you should maintain the population size, it should be increased, okay, for the survival. Okay, fine. Next, Yeah. So today we are going to learn about reproduction in plants. Reproduction in plants. So in plant, what is the site? What is the main part? Okay, which part of the plant is important for the reproduction? Yes, flower. Flower is the important part of the reproduction. See, let us see in the flower. If you yes, actually in reproduction there are two types: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So you would have learned about this types of reproduction in your lower classes. Okay, so asexual reproduction means only single parent is involved in that. Sexual reproduction means two parents are involved, two individuals are involved in sexual reproduction. So in same as animals, in plants also sexual reproduction is there. Okay, so in sexual reproduction, as I have discussed a while back, two parents are involved. Okay, so here in flower, okay, in the flower there is male reproductive part and female reproductive parts are also there. So let us see what are the male reproductive parts and what are the female reproductive parts. Okay, as you can see, yeah, 1 minute. As you can see, this is stamen. Okay, what is this? Stamen. So the word suggests itself, that is men. Men means male reproductive part. Okay, this is called stamen. Okay, this one. Okay, in the stamen there are two parts. What are those? Filament and an anther. Filament, anther. See, this stalk like structure is there. This is called anther and this is called this is called filament. Okay, this stalk like structure is called filament and this is called anther. Okay, fine. So that is those together is called what? Stamen. Fine. And this is there, right? This is female reproductive part in the flower. So what are the parts are involved in this? Let us see. This is called ovary. The bulged part is called ovary. Okay, see, this is called ovary and this elongated part is there. This is called style and this terminal part is there. That is called stigma. Fine. Okay, once again, this is ovary. Okay, and this is style and this is stigma. Okay, now let us see. Stigma has some sticky substance. Stigma has sticky substance. Okay, for what is the purpose of that? Because when the reproduction takes place, okay, when the reproduction takes place, then this some male gametes, okay, male gametes move on to the stigma and there it will get stuck to the stigma. Okay, those male gametes will be stuck to the stigma. So that is called that is the purpose of the stick substance. Fine. Okay, so now you have to know, see, this is in the ovary. Okay, in the ovary female gamete is there. In the ovary female gamete is there. That is, if you see, in the ovary ovule is present. Okay, what is present? In the ovary ovule is present. In the ovule egg is present. Egg. Fine. Okay, egg is also called ova. Egg is also called ova. So ovary is there, the bulged part is called ovary. So inside that ovules are present. In the ovule ova is present, means egg is present. Fine. So that egg is called female gamete. And what is male gamete here? Yeah, let us see. In the anther, this is anther, this is what? Stamen. Okay. So in the stamen, anther is there, and this is filament is there. Okay. Filament is there and anther is also there. So if you cut the anther and if you can observe, then inside pollen grains are there. Okay. Anther produces pollen grains. So in the pollen sacs, in the pollen sacs, pollen grains are present. So these pollen grains have male gametes. Again, I repeat again. See, this is anther. Okay, this is anther. If you cut the anther and inside, if you can observe inside, then pollen grains are present. Okay, so in the pollen grain, see, this is the pollen grain. This is the pollen grain. Inside the pollen grain, two male gametes are present. So let us move forward. Sorry. Yes. Here you have to know about what is calyx, corolla, okay, androecium and gynoecium. So let us have a look of it. Okay. See, here sepals are there, green color sepals. Okay, which are helpful for photosynthesis. Okay, so these sepals are, it will be like a circle in their shape, means so many sepals are there, okay, around the flower. So that whorl, okay, whorl of the sepals are called calyx. What it is called? Calyx. This is, okay, calyx. And what is corolla? What is corolla? Corolla, see, you can see here petals, colorful structures are there, right? These are called petals. So this whorl of petals, okay, this whorl of petals are called what? Whorl means like circle. Okay, in the flower you can observe circle of petals. So that whorl of petals are called corolla. Okay, this is called corolla. Okay, what is androecium? Androecium means the male gametes, male reproductive parts are there, right? These three are male reproductive parts, means stamens. The whorl of stamens means male reproductive parts. So that is called androecium. So in androecium, what are present? Stamens are present. Good. In androecium, stamens are present. Let us move to gynoecium. Okay. So what is gynoecium? In the name suggests itself. Gynoecium, gynic. Okay. Gynecologist means related to woman. Okay. Means female. So here gynoecium means what? In some flowers, what happens? Here only one female reproductive part is there. But in some flowers, many female reproductive parts are there. That is also in, it will be placed like in circle. Okay. So the whorl of female reproductive parts are called gynoecium. Okay. So, and one more thing you can observe. So this in female reproductive part, there are how many parts are there? 3 parts. What are those? First one is ovary, this one, okay, ovary, this is ovary, style and stigma. Okay, so these three combinedly called, okay, see, these three combinedly called what? Carpel. Okay, what it is called? Carpel or pistil also you can say. Okay, once again, so this part is called carpel. In this there are 3 parts again: ovary, style, stigma. Fine. Carpel, or you can also call it as pistil, pistil. Okay, pistil. Fine. So let us move forward. Next, we have finished this. Yeah. See, this is the basic diagram of a flower. You can practice like this. If you know how to draw well, please go ahead. Okay. Next, yeah, the same thing here is described, and you should know this is pistil or carpel. See, ovary is there. In the ovary, ovules are present. In the ovule, egg is there. So this is called female gamete. Okay, this is female gamete, and this is pollen grain. In pollen grain, male gametes are present. Okay, fine. And one more here. If both male and female gametes are present in one flower, both in one flower, both male and female gametes are present. Okay, so that such kind of flowers are called bisexual flowers. Bi means two. Okay, sexual means both the sex organs, sex means parts are involved or there are present in the only one flower. Okay, that type of flowers are called bisexual flowers. If only either male or female, okay, either male or female gamete is present in the only one flower, that type of flowers is called, that kind of flower is called what? Unisexual flower. Okay, unisexual flower, only either male is present or female is present. Okay, next let's move forward. So see, this is actually very interesting and very easy subject. Means about flower, we should know how the reproduction is going on. Okay, see how the seed will be formed. Okay, now, so in this, in the reproduction of reproduction in plants, there are two steps. So this is first step. What is that? Pollination. Okay, still now what we have learned? We have learned the parts of the flower. Now we are going to learn about the reproduction, how the reproduction takes place in plants. Okay, let us see. This is first step. So in the first step, pollination. Okay, so what is pollination? Pollination means transferring pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma. Okay, so anther is there. I have just discussed. Yes or not? I have shown it to you also. This is anther. Okay, male gametes are present inside. So these pollen grains, okay, they move to stigma. Where the stigma is? Stigma is there in carpel. You know that carpel. Okay, so the terminal part is called stigma. So the transferring pollen grains from the male anther. You can see here, no need to mention male, and here female also. Anther itself male and stigma means female. Okay, so that is the reason, transferring pollen grains from the anther of a flower to stigma. Anther of a flower to stigma. So what is transferring? Pollen grains. Pollen grains are present in where? Where the pollen grains are present? Yes, anther. Understand? Okay, so in this pollination, suppose if you take one flower, okay, so in one flower, okay, in that flower there are stamens. There are stamens, and there is a carpel also. Okay, there is a carpel also. Now, how the reproduction takes place? Okay, how the reproduction takes place? Because it cannot move. Okay, anther pollen grains are there inside the anther, but it can't move. Okay, so that is why insects, birds, animals, wind, water. Okay, insects, birds, animals, wind, water. So all these, okay, all these are help to pollination. Okay, so that is the reason. Okay, that is the reason these are all called pollinators. What? All these are called pollinators. So pollinators are help to pollination in the flower. So let us see here, one pollinator is there. See, pollen grains are there. Okay, pollen grains are means pollen grains, you can say, pollen also you can say. So pollen are taken by what? Pollinator. That is one bee is there. Okay, so pollinator, through pollinator what happens? It is pollen grains are getting transferred to stamen. Understand? So pollinators are very it has very important role in the pollination. Okay, fine. Next, in the pollination there are two types: self pollination and cross pollination. So what is self pollination? Self pollination means, if you take one flower, okay, so in the flower stamens are there, and as well carpel is also there. Okay, so pollen grains transfers from the anther, okay, of one flower to the stigma of the same flower. So the pollen grains, see here, just a minute. Yeah, this is one flower, right? Okay, in the same flower what happens? Pollen grains are here. So the pollen grains transfer to the anther of the of the stigma. Okay, pollen grains transfer, okay, to the stigma of the same flower. So this is called pollination. And one more is also there. What is that? These pollen grains, okay, transfer from the anther to the other flower of the same plant. See here, suppose these two flowers belongs to same plant. Then what we can say? This is self pollination, because see the pollen grains, okay, pollen grains are transferring, okay, to the stigma of other flower, okay, of the same plant. Okay, I hope you are getting it. Fine. But what is cross pollination? Very simple. Pollen grains transfer, okay, from the anther to the stigma of the other plant, other flower of the other plant. Okay, so it is so simple. Cross pollination means pollen grains from the anther, it transfers, okay, pollen grains transfers to the stigma of other flower of the other plant. Okay, fine, good. Next, actually, yeah, this is about we have already finished about this self pollination and cross pollination. This is step 2. Step 2 is about fertilization. Okay, what is fertilization? Now we got to know about pollination. Okay, pollination means very easy. Pollen grains transfer, okay, from the anther. In the anther only pollen grains are present. Pollen grains, okay, transfers from the anther to the stigma. That is called pollination. Now what is fertilization? Fertilization is the act of fusion of male and female gametes, and it forms what? Zygote. So let us see. This is fusion of male and female gametes, and it forms zygote. So in this, now finally what happens? Yes, what happens? Finally pollen grains reached, okay, stigma. As I have already told you that stigma has sticky substance, so that it attaches to pollen grains, attached to stigma. Then what happens? In pollen grain, okay, this is pollen grain. In pollen grain, there are two male gametes. And one nuclei. This nuclei is called tube nuclei. Okay, these two are male gametes, and this is tube nuclei. Okay, so now then what happens? As this is pollen grain, right? Yes, 1 minute. This is pollen grain. So in the pollen grain, 2 male gametes are there and 1 tube nuclei is there. So because of the tube nuclei, okay, this tube nuclei forms tube, pollen tube, okay, forms pollen tube, and it forms still here, okay. Then what happens? Inside pollen grain, okay, inside pollen grain, 2 male gametes are there. So these 2 male gametes, okay, these 2 male gametes, they move through this tube, okay, pollen tube, and they enter inside the ovary, okay. Finally they enter inside the ovary. Then what happens when they enter inside the ovary? So there are 2 male gametes. So one male gamete, see in this is called, okay, this is called egg, and these 2 are there, right, okay. These 2 are called polar nuclei. What these 2 are called? Polar nuclei, okay. These two are called polar nuclei. So then what happens? One male gamete is there, okay, 2 male gametes are there. In that, one male gamete combine with this egg, okay, and one more male gamete is there. That male gamete combines with this 2 polar nuclei. Fine. So now we will see in the other slide. Yes, see, you can understand better. So in this, what happens? 1 minute. Yeah. See here, this is pollen tube, okay, this is pollen tube. Through this pollen tube, what happens? 2 male gametes enter into the ovary. So inside the ovary, what happens? This is, yes, this one, okay, one male gamete combines with egg, and one more male gamete combines with this polar nuclei, okay, fine, very good. Then what happened next? So in this, actually you can observe one male gamete, okay, one male gamete plus egg cell, okay, so that is called syngamy, okay. This combines, this male gamete combines with egg cell, okay. So this process is called syngamy and forms zygote, and forms what? Zygote, very good. And second male gamete combines with 2 polar nuclei, right? There are 2 nuclei inside center of the ovary. So then second male gamete combines with 2 polar nuclei, then that is called triple fusion, okay. There is a triple fusion, that is called. Then triploid nucleus. So that is called what? Then it forms what? Triploid nucleus, okay. There are 3 nuclei, fine. So this syngamy means what? Syngamy means what? This one male gamete combines with egg cell, right? So this syngamy and triple fusion, okay. So these 2 processes together called double fertilization. So in the ovary, what happened exactly? The double fertilization takes place, okay. Double fertilization takes place. One male gamete combines with egg cell, and the second male gamete combines with 2 polar nuclei. So that is the reason double fertilization, okay, fine, very good. Next, yes, this is, about seed. In the seed, if you observe the seed, inside the seed, okay, you just keep it in, this is actually activity, okay. This is an activity which is given in your textbook. So in the seed, what happens? There are 2 cotyledons, okay, there are 2 cotyledons, okay. If you leave this, what is the seed, okay, if you leave this seed in a water, okay, just soak in the water and for some time and drain the water, and what happens after a period of time, then what happens? There will be, you can observe inside the seed, okay, inside the seed you can observe a little growth, okay, outgrowth will come. So what is that actually? Yes, if you open it and see this is the inside one growth is there. So what is that? That is called, okay, so the upper part is called plumule, okay, the down part is called radicle. So what is the purpose of plumule? Plumule develops into shoot. This is developed into shoot, and radicle develops into root. This one develops into root. Okay, so when you sow this seed, okay, when you sow this seed into soil, then what happens? The from this this plumule is there, right? From this plumule shoot will come, and from this radicle root will be formed. Fine. So this is what about reproduction of plants. One second. Yes. Okay. Thank you, girls. So I hope you understood the lesson very well, and you enjoyed also how the reproduction takes place in plants. Okay, that is flower. Okay. So thank you. Have a nice day.